What is the true entity, and the meaning of Namu Myoho Renge Kyo? The Saint Nichiren instructions and traditions have many advantages when we face the challenge of understanding human cognition, through religious tradition to get away from the closed and linear models, suggested by scientific modes of thought. Man has within him the capacity to understand all phenomena by acquiring self-knowledge. That is why Saint Nichiren's teachings is a doctrine of responsibility and not of guilt. It is centered on man, his actions, and his connection with the world. Its principal requirement is that we must be prepared to experiment. That is, it is a daily exercise of self-control to direct our actions in such a way that we are not merely following our earthly desires but to attach a high level of life. For this reason, the doctrine of enlightenment is better seen as a means of self-improvement rather than a religion or a philosophy. Today's topic will cover the excellent explanation in the form of an orally transmitted teaching by Saint Nichiren on January 6, 1266, at the Seichoji Temple located in the city of Kamogawa in Chiba Prefecture, Japan, at the hour of the sheep, from 1 to 3 in the morning. Along each passage of these new writings, I will be explaining in an up-to-date terminology the 755-year-old comparisons of the enlightened saint. Saint Nichiren began his writings with questions and answers. The first question was, what is the true entity of Myoho Renge Kyo? And the answer was, all beings and their environments in any of the 10 worlds are themselves entities of Myoho Renge Kyo. The next question was, if so, then is it possible to say that all living beings, such as ourselves, are entities of the mystic law in its entirety? And, the answer is, of course. The sutra says, this reality, the true aspect of all phenomena, consists of the appearance, nature, and their consistency from beginning to end. Our scientific approach, these factors make us consider the close relationship between the brain and the heart neurons context, which activates man's inner states. He perceives and evaluates what he sees and perceives. The fundamental man's nature can be found in his natural state and his inner world's permanence and displays. This principle puts his perception of the external world in action, resulting in a symbiosis that activates perception patterns and evaluates reality. His biological and physical constitution, family and social environment, and personality form a repertory to translate and represent reality. New elements are added to the known repertory, reorganizing it into a new order that enriches the new understanding of reality. In this sense, there isn't any real frontier between the subject and the world. Attempts to limit man to only one of his dimensions, whether biological or sociological, also disappear. Let us continue with the next question. Is it possible, without understanding the meaning of the Myoho Renge Kyo, but merely by chanting the 5 or 7 characters of Namu Myoho Renge Kyo once a day, once a month, or only once a year, once a decade, or once in a lifetime, to avoid being drawn into trivial or severe acts of evil, to escape falling into the 4 wrongdoing paths, and instead to eventually reach the stage of non-regression? With the understanding, here, Saint Nichiren refers to 5 characters to Myoho Renge Kyo, Siddharma Pundarika Sutra in Sanskrit. The 2 characters of Namu makes up the 7th character, which is the honorific title, the lifetime dedication to the practice. Saint Nichiren continues, the great teacher Nan Yue says, question, what does Myoho Renge Kyo represent? Answer, Myo indicates that all living beings are Myo or mystic. Ho indicates that all living beings are Ho or law. Tien Tai also says, the law of all living beings is mystic. Question, if the entity of all living beings is the mystic law in its entirety, then are all the actions, and their results that are associated with the 9 worlds, from the world of hell up to that of bodhisattvas, in effect are entities of the mystic law? Answer, the mystic principle that is the essential nature of phenomena possesses 2 aspects, the defiled aspect, and the pure aspect. If the defiled aspect is operative, this is called delusion. If the pure aspect is operative, this is called enlightenment. This awakening intellect constitutes the realm of the enlightened nature. Delusion constitutes the realms of ordinary mortals. These 2 aspects, the deluded and the enlightened, are indeed 2 different phenomena. Yet, both are workings of the one principle, the essential nature of phenomena, or the real aspect of reality. It is like a piece of crystal. If the crystal is placed in the sun's rays, it will attract them and produce fire. But if it is placed in the moon's rays, it will produce water. The crystal is a single entity, but the effects it produces differ according to the circumstances. The mystic principle of the true aspect of reality is like this. The mystic principle of the true aspect of reality is one, but it will manifest delusion if it encounters evil influences. In contrast, if it encounters good influences, it will manifest enlightenment. Enlightenment means enlightenment to the essential nature of phenomena, and delusion, ignorance of it. Our scientific approach, rationality and rationalization are both parts of the same process of cognitive evaluation. It is important to emphasize that a contribution to complex thought is found precisely in the distinction and explanation of a process, including evaluating experience as a component of human cognition. It means, in the materiality of life, there is a vital element that man needs to construct comprehensive knowledge as self-awareness, which enables him to evaluate his experience. The brain interacts with the world of experience and with which it obtains significance. That is, the world of experience acquires a human mental dimension. As interference, error covers the perception of reality since the emotional tie takes over the object, coloring the subject's evaluation. But what is an error? And what is not? Neither error nor truth can exist by per se. Error and truth can only be defined by taking into account references, models, and principles in an absolute way. The question relates to the world of values and the variety of choices in the cultural system. In the end, we are one entity in the entire universe. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please give us a like and subscribe to our channel. In this manner, you will be advised when our new video will be posted on our channel, and thank you for watching our latest video. Aristo.